One of the hardest things to do is to save money to buy a home, but what I'm about to share with you, you're going to question if it's correct. But I guarantee you, and I promise you, there's people buying homes like this, literally hundreds on a monthly basis with this new FHA loan program. Listen, my name is Wayne Turner. For nearly 30 years, I've helped thousands of people buy homes. And I just share this with you so you can have the comfort and the confidence knowing that if your credit score gets above 600 and you've been on the job for a couple of years and you've paid your taxes and you don't have any 30, 60, 90-day lates, no delinquencies, none of that stuff. If you've been in good credit standing, you owe it to yourself to watch this entire video because I'm going to share with you exactly how to purchase a home. Just like this one, I'm going to walk you through. The seller can pay your closing cost. It's a 100% loan. It's FHA. It's done with Guild Mortgage. I'm going to show you how to do it, where to do it, how to find these houses, and how to get the best deal for you. Let's take a look. You see, this house is open and it's been completely remodeled and redone. It's got an open dining, living area. And I'm going to point out every feature in this house, not only features of the home, but I'm going to share loan programs with you. This is not a USDA loan program, it's FHA, which means you can buy a single family home, you can buy a modular home, double wide, townhome, condo, any of those. This home has plantation shutters, which I really like, and the reason for that is because you can close them, it makes it kind of dark and cozy, or you can swing them open, it adds in a lot of natural light. Now, hardwood floors, cathedral ceilings. Once again, this house is priced $325,000. You can see the kitchen has been completely updated. Frigidaire, stainless steel appliances, granite countertops. The refrigerator is included. And you also have utility room here, French doors. This is a really cool thing. Little planter shelf. And we do these types of videos on all of our properties. So listen, if you're watching this video and you can hear my voice and see my face, we can sell your home. Doesn't matter where you are around the country, this is just one of them. Large utility rooms, always a plus to have a place to fold clothes, lots of storage. Plus, I'm really big on a lot of added daylight. Now the backyard's really gorgeous. As I mentioned, it has an in-ground pool. Let's take a look at the bedrooms. Now, as I mentioned, and I always do, you only need money for a deposit. That deposit is part of your down payment and lets the sellers know you're serious. But most importantly, you have to get approved. There's a difference between getting qualified. Plantation shutters on every window, really cool. And the big trim, see that? Here's another bedroom here. There's a big difference between getting qualified and getting approved. So qualification, you just talk to somebody like myself or a lender, we can pretty much say, yeah, you're pretty much qualified based on your income, your debts, your credit, that sort of thing. But to get fully approved is when they pull your credit. And when they pull your credit, they also do a VOE, verification of income. Everything's been updated in this house. This home was built in the 90s, which is cool, but everything's been completely remodeled about 8-9 years ago. Bedroom here, overlooks the pool. French doors. Double closets. There's a closet here and a closet over there. And then you can see big shower they redid. Looks good. So it's your deposit, you get approved. Once you're approved, that's like having cash because that approval letter stays with you. The broker that we have look out for your best interest to buy a house, they're going to submit that with every offer. That lets the agent representing the seller know, and it lets the seller know you're serious about buying the home and you have your money in order because they're going to get cash at closing because you're basically borrowing money from the bank. They're securing it with the home and they're giving the money to the homeowner. They move out, you move in, you win. Now, features about a house like this is it's great for entertaining. You have loads of backyard parking, and a lot of people look at that and say, what's the big deal, Wayne? You never know when you're going to want an RV. What about a trailer? What about four-wheelers? What about a boat? You can park it right there. You can park it anywhere you want to. You can actually put it in this shed right here. So here's a storage building that's got a door there and a door there. I mean, you could easily park a boat, four-wheeler, anything. You cut a bigger door in there. There's electricity in there. It's wired for electricity. The pool pump and all that's right there. You can take and put a little fence around it to hide that if you want to. But look at all the deck spacing around here. Now, how cool is that? All this for entertaining. I mean, dude, I'm just saying, set up the band right there. Or you could do it over there. There's another place over here. I'll show you. That's a private lake. It's like 3.5 acres. So if you got kayaks, kids, I know me personally, when I was a kid, maybe you're one of them, give me a thumbs up if you like this video so far. You're thinking, man, a pool in the backyard? Like you can buy a house like this, no money out of pocket, FHA, and literally your mortgage payment's gonna run you about $2,800 a month. Like most people aren't paying, like they're like, hell, Wayne, I'm gonna move to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where I can have a pool, an all brick house. See all that deck space? We can put the band over there too. It looks like a stage already. And then you have this lake, fully stocked. Catfish, bass, crappie, brim. And then you have all this space over here. Now this is all covered. There's gutters. And I really think whoever designed and built this house, they thought, man, we're gonna put the band right there. Because you look at all this space. Birthday parties, gatherings. I mean, how cool is that? Goes all the way around. That's the window that we were looking at in the kitchen. It's all fenced in, except for the back there. There's one little section in the back. Other than that, it's all fenced in for pets or anything like that. I mean, you know, like you said, if you got small children, it may be one of those things where you'll want to fence that area in. You can certainly do that. Now, one thing you want to always do is buy a home, get a home inspection. It just gives you peace of mind. I can tell you a horror story real quick. I've been in this business for 30 years. I bought a home one time, called my home inspector, the guy that I do a lot of business with. He was out of town, and I said, let me call this other guy. That guy came and inspected my property. He said, yeah, it looks fine. There's a couple of things here, a couple of things here. Had the seller, you know, adjust for it. We worked it out. I bought the house. My wife looks up and says, why is the gutters leaking? And I said, I don't really know. I get up there, my whole roof, covered back porch was absolutely destroyed. It was completely rotted. The home inspector had missed it. It cost me $11,000 to fix that. So I always tell people, listen, when in doubt, spend the $400, get a home inspection. Unless you're just an absolute exceptional contractor and you're gonna take 4 hours to come over every bit of that house. But you gotta understand, home inspectors, they put the gauges on stuff, they run everything, they run the water, they run absolutely everything. They put pressure loads on all the utilities, electricity, and all that stuff. So never buy a home without a home inspection. Now, you're also going to have an appraisal. An appraisal is totally different than an inspection. An appraiser is going to come out and appraise the property. They're going to look at bedrooms, baths, square footage, condition of the home, and they're going to look at things and items on the home and make sure they're somewhat working, but they're not going to look at all the parts and components. They're leaving that up to the actual potential buyer, you buying the property. All that appraiser is trying to do is to make sure that you don't overspend and the lenders don't overlend. Now, what's also important to know is you're going to get a title policy on the property. The lender is going to require a title policy, and you want to make sure that you get that, and that's part of the closing cost. That's also part of those closing costs the seller is going to pay for you on your behalf. But there's one thing that you need to pay attention to, and that is your close date. You see, a lot of people want to close on the 1st, but you have to understand if you close on the 1st, you're going to have a mortgage payment 30 days later on the very first month, next month. If you close May 1st, your payment's going to be due June 1st. If you close May 30th, you don't have a payment for 60 days. And that's something else to kind of hang on to, because you're juggling and jugging, if you will, a rent, a lease, a getting out, a deposit. Will you lose your deposit? All of that, leaving from my home, canceling the lease, just ending the lease. And you want to make sure you got a little grace period, right? So you're thinking, wait a minute, Wayne said if I close at the end of the month, I won't have a payment for 60 days, and that is true. So that's why you see so many people will close. You don't have to close on the last day of the month, because that's when everybody tends to flock to that last day, which makes it crazy busy for lenders and title companies. I'd always try to shoot for maybe the 24th, 25th, 26th, because if you catch it on the 24th, 25th, 26th, you're still not going to have to pay a payment for 60 days. Now, another feature that I think is really cool about this property is that's an actual metal gate, and it's actually on a remote. So you press a remote and that gate swings open. Now, how cool is that? Man, that's like living like Elvis. How cool. We got the fleur-de-lis on there too. Welcome to Nerlens. We are in New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Now, let me also share with you a little bit about time frame and timeline. See, once you get qualified, you're gonna get approved. And once you get approved, then you're ready to go. You need to go start looking immediately, because you can hit the road running. You've got an approval letter. They're going to give you that piece of paper. They're going to email it to you, and you're good to go. We're going to connect you with an agent. You're good to go. Once you find a home that you like, you're going to make an offer. That offer is going to have a close date, typically 30 to 35 days out. It's also going to have a due diligence period that you do your inspection, and that's anywhere from 10 to 14 days. There's going to be a closing attorney. There's going to be a title company closing attorney. They're going to take care of a lot of the paperwork. They're going to coordinate with your broker, the agent, the lender who's lending you the money, and the title company. So they pull deed, title, make sure there's not any back taxes, liens, encumbrances. You want to make sure you get a title policy on the property. But you have to understand, having good people in your circle is what makes it so much easier and so smooth. And that's what we do. We make sure that it's easy for you. Buying a home should be fun. It should not be stressful. And we're doing just that. We're proud to help you. We hope you've had a good day. We hope you watched this video and enjoyed it. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. I promise you'll learn something new on every episode.